It's the second round of the CollegeInsider.com postseason tournament, broadcast on Facebook Live. And tonight, the Liberty Flames of the Big South Conference welcome in the Samford Bulldogs from the Southern Conference. What's up, everybody? Thanks so much for making us a part of your evening. Alongside former Liberty player and assistant coach Paul Nasgian, I'm Matt Warner. And as you take a look at these two programs, a lot of similarities between the two. First and foremost, each team has 20 wins. It's been a long time since either program has been able to make that claim, but the similarities don't stop there. Both young teams, a combined 3 seniors between the two squads, and both have coaches early in their tenures. Richie McKay in just his second year with the Flames, Scott Padgett in his third with Samford. While the similarities are obvious, though, how they got to this point, their approach to getting their programs to this point has been quite different.
Yeah, two very different philosophies from both of these teams, even though they're both enjoying some really good success. Liberty, of course, is building this thing on the defense. Coach McKay brings that pack line system from Virginia. It's really been so executed so well this year. Now, on the other side, Samford brings a definite offensive mentality to this. They want to play at a faster pace, get up and down, shoot a lot of threes, and again, you know where that comes from. Coach Padgett's history at the University of Kentucky.
That's right. All right, some talented players out there tonight. Let's take a look at a couple of them, beginning with Samford and their leading scorer, Demetrius Denzel-Dyson.
Yeah, what a great scorer this kid is. Since transferring from UMass a year ago, he has been instant offense for the Bulldogs. Great player, can score a lot of different ways. He's an all-conference performer. He's even had nights of 30 and 40 points. I think we're in to see another great performance from 3D tonight.
Yeah, put on the glasses, 3D, that's right. And for the Flames on the other side, a guy who's coming off a 30-point performance.
Yeah, Ryan Kemwright, again, can't say enough good things about this kid. And we talked all year about how he helps the team in a variety of ways, but just when you thought you couldn't get any better, he comes off his best performance a week ago against Norfolk State, 30 points. We know he's going to do some great things for this team. We'll just have to see what they are.
That's right. All right, keys to the game brought to us by The View. Naz, let's begin with Samford.
Yeah, for Samford, it's three-point shooting. Again, we mentioned they want to play up-tempo and get a lot of shots up, so it's going to be key to them to come in here and get hot quick with three-point shooting. Now, they're playing a team that is also a good shooting team in Liberty, so defensively, they're going to have to get out and get to their rotations, good communication to cover out on Liberty shooters. For Liberty, it's about post play. Guys like Mayo Baxter-Bell, Brock Gardner are going to have to play without fouling as well as contribute in the scoring column in the post. And then offensively for Liberty, they're going to have to play against that zone of Samford. It's a good zone. It can get extended. They've not seen a lot of zone. They're going to have to identify it, attack it, and hopefully score against it.
That's right. March Madness continues CIT style from Lynchburg, Virginia. Starting lineups when we come back.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola. Grab a win. Carter Bank and Trust, the home of lifetime free checking. Ronkin Pratt Senior Living Communities. We want to do life with you. And by Foster Fuels. Turn up the heat.
Back in the Vine Center in Lynchburg, Virginia. Let's get you those starting lineups, beginning with the Samford Bulldogs. 20-15 on the season, 8-10 in the Southern Conference. Their starting five looks like this. Kristen Cunningham, Tristan Chambers, the aforementioned Demetrius Denzel-Dyson, Alex Thompson, and the big man in the middle, Wyatt Walker, not a senior in the bunch for Samford in their starting five. As we mentioned, a young squad continuing to get better. For Liberty, 20-13 this year, 14-4 in Big South play were the Flames. And they'll put out a familiar lineup of Georgie Pacheco-Ortiz, Lavelle Cabell, Ryan Kemwright, the senior John Dawson, and Mayo Baxter-Bell. This lineup 14-4 on the season for the Flames. The lights come on. We're about ready for some basketball. Second round of the CollegeInsider.com postseason tournament. Two teams with a lot of youth that are really soaking in this experience and what they're able to learn in a one-and-done format like this.
Yeah, and again, both kind of enjoying, I wouldn't say surprising success, but maybe coming a little earlier than they thought. So, again, then being able to play in the postseason really helps these coaches out and these young teams out get some much-valued experience.
Samford wearing the all-blue. Liberty going with the all-red uniforms. Haven't seen these a lot this year. They're breaking them out here for this second round matchup. It'll be Walker and Mayo Baxter-Bell jumping center court.
Yeah, 10 guys and only one senior out there. So.
That's right. If that's any indication, this could be an interesting night. We'll do it again. Second time's the charm as Samford controls the tip. Their talented junior guard, Kristen Cunningham, handles it at the outset. He'll be guarded by Lavelle Cabell. Right away, they go inside to Walker. Kicks it out. They swing it. At a corner look, get it back to the top of the key. 3-ball on the way. No good out of the hands of Denzel Dyson.
Yeah, Samford, nice job being ready for the trap there, the double down in the post. Nice rotations out of it.
John Dawson gets it in. They kick it back out. Now Lavelle Cabell, we talked about the 30-point performance from Kimwright. Cabell had 25 in that first-round matchup against Norfolk State. He holds it now. 10 on the shot clock. Using the screen, he'll launch from downtown. Off the mark. Long rebound goes in the hands of Walker.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, both teams love to shoot the three. Both are very good at it. Might be a question of just who's hotter tonight from beyond the arc.
Cunningham, really the guy that gets this offense going as they feed the post to Walker. Get back out to Thompson, trying to drive on Kimwright. Back to Cunningham. Chambers now. Good ball movement. Ball loose on the deck, though. Dive for it. Flames come away with it. So a good defensive possession by Liberty in that pack line defense as they were able to force the turnover. Cabell using the screen back in the hands of Kimwright.
Again, we mentioned, too, that Samford likes to play a lot of zone. So these first few possessions, it's going to be Liberty just kind of feeling out that zone, seeing where the gaps are.
Kimwright, quick trigger, and he picks up where he left off.
Nice job by Liberty being patient as they sort of move the ball around. Good patience, ball movement. They find, Kimwright finds the gap and finds a three.
Chambers not afraid to launch one. This team has 3 players that have 70 or more three-pointers made this season. Walker banging bodies with Baxter Bell and finishes through the contact.
Yeah, and aside from the threes, you got Wyatt Walker in there who led the Southern Conference in double-doubles. He's definitely a great post presence for the Bulldogs.
You saw some full-court press. Samford will do that. You mentioned the zone. They'll press you from time to time. Georgie Pacheco driving. Bounce pass. Cabell saves. Kimwright open again. That one comes up short, but a great look. Cunningham to Thompson. He'll catch and fire and knock it down. Alex Thompson, transfer from Auburn. 71 threes on the season. Make it 72.
Yeah, they jump into that press again.
Dawson trying to beat it with the dribble. Now passes ahead to Pacheco. Little floater in the lane, up and good.
And that's what you got to do against pressure. You got to make them pay. Liberty does a good job bringing the ball over and attacking the rim.
Not always just beating it, but beating it to score.
Yeah, you don't want to beat it and then have to go against a half-court defense. So if you can, like Pacheco did, you attack the rim. It's a nice, easy basket.
Double team comes. They swing it. 3-ball up. Rattles around and out as Denzel Dyson has had a couple of good looks that haven't gone.
Yeah, both teams really kind of running their offense and getting the looks that they need.
Cabell, Kimwright. Had a little space, elects to run a little more offense. John Dawson using the screen, had it poked away from behind, still loose on the deck, gets it back, hands to Mile Baxter Bell, little mid-range jumper, misses everything. Sloppy offensive possession. Samford looks to get out and go. Contested shot up and in from Denzel Dyson, and here comes the press.
Yeah, Liberty a little casual getting back on defense there, and Samford takes advantage of it.
Well, as you mentioned at the outset, they would like to speed Liberty up a little bit if they can.
Yes.
A lot of teams have had that approach against the Flames, who are very deliberate in what they do offensively.
Yeah, and see, that plays into them playing a lot of zone. You know, you save a little energy there in the zone, and then offensively, they're ready to get it and go.
Ryan Kimwright a little surprised. He was all alone at the free throw line, got the roll.
Mentioned that zone likes to get extended and has to cover Liberty shooters, so look for Liberty to attack it at the high post there like Kimwright did.
Denzel Dyson threw it away. So a turnover will get us to the first time out. We got a good one going on, Naz. Why not? Second round of the collegeinsider.com postseason tournament. 7-all with 15:28 to go in the first. fun one going on here early. 7-7 the score between Liberty and Samford. Time to check in with the third member of our crew, Rhett McGibbon. Rhett?
Yeah, thanks, guys. You know, Ryan Kemwright was the MVP in last week's game, but he might not be the most valuable Kemwright in tonight's contest. Ryan's older brother, Cody, actually is a graduate assistant for the Mercer Bears, and when he found out that Ryan was taking on a conference foe in Samford, he gave his younger brother a call and said, "Hey, Ryan, I got a little bit of a scouting report for you in hopes to get you on to the third round." Guys?
It's all about that family, right? They got your back.
Blood is thicker than conference affiliation and teams, I guess.
So the Flames will inbound it after the Samford turnover. Georgia Pacheco to trigger.
Samford staying in this full court pressure. Yeah, they feel like they can catch a deflection or a turnover or two.
Kemwright has it nearly taken away. Now going to pass back out, and they'll set up the offense with 16 on the shot clock.
Yeah, that press really plays into their being able to drop back into that zone that they really like.
Pacheco on the wing to Cowell, nearly turned it over. Brock Gardner, 5 on the shot clock. He's got to make something happen. Kemwright will launch a deep three. That comes up short. So a couple of early air balls for the Flames, as that defensive stand from Samford kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, they did. The pressure, full court, dropping back to that zone, and they do a really nice job in that zone. It's not a stagnant, standstill type zone. They are out wide, covering all the way out beyond 3. They do a good job there.
First look at Josh Sharkey, number 3 backup guard that's in there now. Talented freshman. Shows you some of his handles as he passes it across to Cunningham. They feed the post to Walker. Passes out of the double team. Sharkey with the drive into traffic and a block going against Ryan Kemwright. They say he was standing inside that restricted area.
Well, that's automatic if you got your heels on the line there. Yeah, it looks like he was, even though he got over there in time.
That'll send Josh Sharkey to the foul line, a freshman out of Philadelphia, your old stomping grounds, Naz.
Yeah, we actually played against his high school.
Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
It's great to see some Philly roots.
That's right. Sharkey averages 8.1 points per game, 4.3 assists off the bench as he gets 1 of 2. And he also has a single-season school record, 71 steals, so a good guy to have working this press, and you see him roaming around right now. Pacheco crossing the timeline with Cunningham hounding him. AC Reed just checked in for Liberty. Another 3-point threat. Georgie drives, kicks corner. Dawson 3-ball up and in. Big shot for John as he's been struggling offensively.
Yeah, nice to get him going early. Again, Georgie Pacheco just does a great job. Great patience and vision. Finds Dawson right in the sweet spot.
Yeah, 2 assists already for Georgie, the freshman guard out of Puerto Rico.
Matt, you talked earlier about how Samford has done a really nice job of kind of blending a core that was already there with incoming freshmen and also some transfers.
Yeah, you're talking about, we've talked a lot about Denzel Dyson, transfer from UMass. You've got the Alex Thompson, transfer from Auburn. Also a young man transfer from Ole Miss as well. As you look at Scott Padgett in his 3rd season. Of course, national champion player at Kentucky. Played 8 seasons in the NBA. In his 3rd year as a head coach here, and has his program moving in the right direction. But yeah, Naz, back to your point, you're taking some high-level players that you're bringing in, and yet they've gelled. They have an unselfish group. They share the basketball at an incredibly high level, and that's really a testament to Coach Padgett and his staff, getting this team to buy in.
Yeah, buy in and blend together. Again, you know, guys that are joining as freshmen and guys that are transferring in, putting it all together is another piece of the puzzle. They got the right recipe.
Flames handle the pressure. AC Reed back to Dawson. He's feeling it. Why not? John Dawson, 2 early threes. This is the guy that didn't score a point in their first round game. The senior out of Clovis, New Mexico, off to a great start.
Yeah, just another example of how on different nights he sacrificed his own scoring to be the assist guy or to be the defensive stopper. But tonight might be his night where he's hot in the scoring column.
That's a foul off the ball on AC Reed. So 3 team fouls for Liberty. Yeah, we've said it all year long covering Liberty. If Dawson can get it going, it changes this team completely. as he's had his struggles offensively. You're right, he's done a lot of other things to help them. But what a weapon he can be when his shot is falling. Tough look there from Denzel Dyson off the mark, tracked down by Brock Gardner.
Yeah, nice defense by AC Reed. They're going to need a lot of different guys to stop Denzel Dyson tonight.
Dawson swings it. Cabell. See if John tries to find a little offense here with the way he's shooting it.
Yeah, good patience against this zone. Again, a very active zone.
They'll get out on you. 7 on the shot clock. Kimwright has it. Going to drive on Walker. A little turnaround in the lane. Rattled out. Not a bad shot considering how much they had to hurry it at the end of the shot clock.
Yeah, and again, the ball movement got that zone extended, and Kimwright was able to kind of knife in there and get a nice look.
Sharkey being hounded by Lavelle Cabell, Liberty's best perimeter defender. Terry Brutus, the only senior on this roster. A little scoop shot doesn't go, but Walker's there to clean up the mess.
Well, you can see why he led the Southern Conference in rebounding. Big body, strong kid. Great instincts to the ball.
16 double-doubles this year for Wyatt Walker. That led the conference. Just a sophomore out of Jacksonville, Florida. Kimwright had the mid-range jumper, passed it up. Liberty with a 1-point lead with 12 to go here in the first half. An entertaining first half, as both teams have had some good offense early. John Dawson, shot clock winding down. Step back 3, too strong. Probably not the shot Richie McKay wants to see. He wants to see a little more offense run.
Yeah, I'd like to see, I think he probably wanted John to penetrate, draw some D, and especially when against a zone, you can kind of drive it into a gap and make a couple guys play and kick it out.
Sharkey looking for Walker, now gives it to Denzel Dyson in the corner. Cunningham to Brutus, puts it on the deck, drives through the lane, bounce pass, Denzel Dyson, pull-up jumper, too strong, and the rebound taken by the Flames.
Yeah, Demetrius is getting good looks. His shot's not falling for him, but like any great shooter.
Yeah, he dropped 40 early this year. You tell him keep shooting.
Yeah, he's not fazed by a couple misses.
He had 15 points in their first round win against Canisius. Dawson driving in the lane, kicks it out. AC Reed, top of the key 3, off the mark. Long rebound to Brock Gardner. So the Flames reset. Liberty last in the country in offensive rebounding by a large margin.
Yeah, it's a philosophical, they're not going to crash the glass. They're going to have to get back and set their defenses where their bread is buttered.
Dawson spinning, lost it, got it back. Now had it nearly picked off, instead deflected out of bounds, and it will stay with Liberty when we come back. Well, Wyatt Walker is going to be a handful all night long. We knew that coming in, and we've seen signs of it already. The talented sophomore already with 6 for Samford. Liberty leading Samford 13-12 in the second round of this College Insider postseason tournament. While you're looking for the most unique entertainment venue in Lynchburg, look no further. Host your event in the Liberty Baseball Flame Train this season. Opened in 2016, this premier space is sold out every home game. Flame Train rental includes tickets for 25 people, the ability to cater or bring your own food, and a private hospitality area to enjoy the game. Reserve the Flame Train today by calling 434-592-5015.
Well, Matt, looking at this stat sheet, what jumps out at me is Liberty's 4 assists to their 5 baskets, and that's when they're at their best, when the ball is moving around and guys are finding shots for other players.
Yeah, just 2 assists so far. On the other side for Samford, they're 24th in the nation in assists per game, 16.3. They're right between Kansas and Oregon in the ranking. Those are 2 pretty good teams.
Yeah, and they got a couple guys that can really dish it out. You know, we mentioned Sharkey, but also Kristen Cunningham, guys that just love to feed other guys on the team, and you need a couple guys like that. Big part of Samford's success.
Lyle Baxter-Bell back in there for the Flames. Ezra Talbert in there for the first time as well, the sophomore out of Olathe, Kansas. Sharkey, the blow by on Cabell, couldn't finish at the rim, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Quick move.
Well, you see the quickness from Josh Starkey. SoCon all-freshman team this year.
Yeah, you know, a guy that can maybe lull you to sleep because you think he's looking to dish the ball to somebody else. And even Lavelle Cabell maybe losing there for a second. Sharkey able to just drive right by there to get to the stripe.
Free throw rattles out. He's now 1 of 3 from the line. On the season, Sharkey is 71% foul shooter.
Again, another one of these freshmen that Coach Padgett's brought in. He's getting valuable minutes.
13 all. Pass up ahead, Ezra Talbert. Goaltend called as he laid it in on the underside of the rim. So again, Flames attacking that press, not just happy to beat it, but looking to score.
Yeah, and that pass was a long pass, and Pacheco really put some mustard on that thing to get it there in time. Results in a basket.
Sharkey again putting it on the deck, passing inside, the layup, no good. Ball swatted away, taken by Cabell. That was Alex Peters with the opportunity there at the rim that couldn't finish.
And you saw the quickness there of Sharkey.
Boy, he's tough to stay in front of. Cabell has it on the wing. They're looking inside to Baxter Bell. Haven't had a clean look to him. Now George Pacheco going to launch the three. That rattles out. Ezra Talbert there for the rebound and the putback. Ezra Talbert coming off the bench with 4 quick points. A check in with Rhett McGibbon. Rhett?
Yeah, guys, that last huddle for the Flames, Coach McKay obviously understands they're going up against the zone defense. He was very, very particular in his drawings on the board when talking about what he wanted on the offense, and I believe you're seeing it right now, guys.
Yeah, he wanted Ezra Talbert to go and get it. 3 ball just went down for Demetrius Denzel Dyson. Is always worried about him heating up. Mason Reed lost it out of bounds, and a just sloppy, careless turnover there gives it back to Samford.
Yeah, you got to get out wide. You know, you want to stretch that pressure, but you got to know where you are. That time AC just steps on the sideline there.
Ryan Kimwright checking back in for Liberty.
Cunningham with a set play here.
That's Tristan Chambers, talented freshman guard with it. Gives it up to Walker. Walker, a good passer for a big man. They'll run a lot of their offense through him. 3D, the pull-up jumper. It's good. Denzel Dyson. You felt like he started slow. You look up, he's got 7.
Yeah, nice curl cut. Came off a great screen. And the pass, the key there is delivering the pass in the guy's shooting pocket.
Georgie Pacheco nearly, if he had been moving a little faster, would have ended up with a charge there. But good body control, able to slam on the brakes.
Yeah.
Pacheco over to Dawson. They swing it to Kimwright. Pass up the 3, ball loosed on the deck. Kimwright comes away, then pokes it out to a teammate. Classic Ryan Kimwright. Dawson, shot clock winding down, step back jumper. Front iron, no. The rebound to Denzel Dyson. Samford up by 1, under 8 to go here in the first half.
And back and forth. What a game we're enjoying here with these teams.
Passes out of the double team. Chambers swings it. Cunningham driving back to Chambers. He spots up. Can't hit the 3. Another dangerous outside shooter, but couldn't get that one to go. And Samford right now, 2 of 6 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, they're a little bit off, but again, getting shots within their offense the way they want to get them.
Flames still probing against this zone, looking for any opportunity to penetrate against it. Dawson had an open look, but mishandled the pass. Now into Cabell. Lavelle, floater. Barely grazed the iron. Here comes Cunningham.
Drifting away from the basket as he shot that.
Look at the handles from the junior guard. Gives it up. Denzel Dyson looking inside now to Walker. Spins out of it, lost the ball. Taken by Kimwright. Three turnovers early for Samford, just 1 for the Flames. Been a pretty well played first half. George Pacheco kicks the extra pass. Dawson back to Georgie. Maybe one too many pass. Ezra Talbert, the feed inside, lays it in. Well, they've lost Ezra Talbert a couple of times, and he has 6.
Yeah, again, unexpected, but certainly not surprising. Ezra works so hard, doesn't always know when the minutes are going to come, but when he steps out there, great to see him contribute.
Denzel Dyson again with it, pulls up, short on the 3, a whistle underneath, and I think they're going to get Ezra, as he was boxing out down low, they're going to whistle him for a foul.
Yeah.
That'll get us to a timeout.
Keep an eye on number 22. They ran a set play coming out of this timeout. Comes off a nice screen, nice curl cut, great pass, and Triple D makes him pay.
Liberty on top, 19-8 over Samford. How about Ezra Talbert? Young man, 6 early points. He has 7 total points over about the last month and a half, but comes in off the bench. They need his size, and he contributes right away.
Yeah, Ezra's done a great job as a few. We've watched that Liberty team all season. Guys that are ready when their number's called to come in, contribute, not try to do too much. Ezra, nice job, as he has 6 points in this game. We mentioned post play, and he's one of those guys that Liberty's going to need to kind of counteract what Samford gets out of Wyatt Walker and Alex Thompson from inside.
So that was the 5th team foul on Liberty a moment ago. Samford still hasn't committed a foul in this game. That is unbelievable. Not saying that there have been calls that were made. They just really haven't. They haven't committed a foul to this point that I've seen. That ball deflected out of bounds, and it will go to the Flames off the hands of Alex Thompson for the 4th turnover on the ball game.
And mentioning not fouling, I mean, keeping Liberty off the free throw line is huge.
Yeah. If
Samford's able to do that. Liberty, good shooting team from free throw line. And
both of these teams shoot at about 74% from the stripe. John Dawson being hounded by quicker Sharkey, gives it up. George Pacheco, top of the key to Kim Wright. Back to Georgie. They swing it.
Against the zone, you got to find gaps. You need ball movement.
Deep 3, no. The offensive rebound by Ezra Talbert. Guys everywhere.
Yeah. What a great, when you're going for rebounds, a lot of times guys watch the ball. They turn to the basket. They think they got a good position. They just watch the ball. That time Ezra finds an opening, stuffs his body in there, and comes away with a rebound.
The inbound pass to Dawson. Bounce pass to Cabell. They're going to back it back out. Again, looking to penetrate and kick, but there haven't been a lot of opportunities. Talbert can shoot the 3. Here's to Dawson. He'll launch and hit. 3 3-pointers for John Dawson here in the first half. A guy that shoots 34% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and he really looks comfortable tonight. That ball's moving around. He's finding his spot. Right in rhythm.
Samford looking to go inside and said they swing it. Thompson catching fire. That comes up short. Cabell gathers the rebound. They were looking into Walker, but Talbot doing a good job battling him.
Yeah, he was open for a split second, but they missed him and settled for the outside shot. Great hands by Sharkey right there. He's everywhere.
That ball poked away. Flames fortunate it went right into the hands of Lavelle. Now Dawson again. That one in and out.
And there's Walker cleaning up the glass.
Walker already with 5 rebounds in this ball game. And now a steal. Kim Wright ahead of the pack. Sends it in with 2 hands. You don't see that very often.
I told you, just when you thought you've seen everything from Ryan Kemwright, we get a 2-handed breakaway dunk.
Not usually part of the repertoire. A 6-point advantage for Liberty, and that got this crowd going. Thompson again open. Pass down to Walker. Good job corralling that high pass. Battle for it. Still comes away with it. Now the step through. Lays it up. No. Rebounded by the Flames. But Walker is battling down there.
Great composure, too. Guys were flying at him, and he collected himself and laid it in. It didn't fall for him, but you could see why he has such success in the interior.
Now the Flames look to slow it down. Richie McKay calls in a play from the sideline. 14 on the shot clock. Cabell using the double screen, trying to turn the corner. Floater off the window, no. But a foul called. The first, check that, the second on Samford, as they're going to get Josh Starkey with the whistle. Well, Ryan Kemwright, known for his ability beyond the arc, getting in the passing lane, ahead of the pack and saying, I've got some hops too. Kemwright, lift off. Flames up by 6. Want to remind you, immediately following this broadcast, right here on the Liberty Flames Athletics Facebook page, we'll be bringing you a Facebook Live post-game show. Paul Naskin, myself, will chat with Richie McKay as well as a Liberty player. So check out the Facebook Live post-game show right here on the Liberty Flames Athletics Facebook page. Check in once again with Rhett McGibbon. Rhett?
Yeah, guys, earlier in this game, Brock Gardner landed on his right ankle rather awkwardly and currently has been on the sideline working the bike just to keep it in motion, and then during stoppages in play, he's rocking from heel to toe. The training staff keeps on him, so hopefully we'll see him back here in the second half. Bells?
Yeah, thanks, Rhett. And that may be one reason we've seen as much of Ezra Talbert as we have in the first half. Sometimes things just work out, and it works to your benefit, and so far it has for the Flames. So Lavelle Cabell at the charity stripe. First one up and good. Lavelle on the season, an 81% free throw shooter.
Yeah, we talked about Liberty having to have an interior presence to match Samford's, inside-out game, and Ezra's provided that so far tonight.
So the Flames lead Balloons to 8, their largest of the ball game. Top of the key. That's Terry Brutus, the transfer from Ole Miss. They get it inside now to Alex Peters. Sharkey has it, 12 on the shot clock, a whistle, and an offensive foul on Brutus. They say he tried to clear out Kimbright with that right arm. When your last name's Brutus, you expect him to be banging down there a little bit,
right? And he's got the body to do it, that's for sure.
Fifth-year grad student, transfer from Ole Miss. Had to take 2 redshirt seasons because of injuries, but healthy now. And as we said earlier, the only senior on this Bulldogs squad.
Yeah, they've got some transfers. We mentioned that, but they got some transfers from some good programs.
Yeah.
Big time could be able to come in here and play a year or two. Help Coach Padgett build this thing.
Lavelle Cabell, 7 on the shot clock. Again, probing, gets out to Kimbright. Quick trigger up, short, long rebound. Kimbright hits the deck, still loose. Finally gathered in by Denzel Dyson. And here comes the Bulldogs. The quick feed to Brutus.
There's the double.
And the turnover. It gets on you in a hurry.
It's 5-on-4. Brutus late here, getting back in on the play. Now he's back.
Dawson swings it to Kimbright. He'll try it again. Again short. Good look from Ryan. Couldn't get it to go. And Samford really dodges a bullet.
Yeah, this scores kind of stayed the same 3 or 4 times up and down the court.
Clock ticks down towards 2 minutes to play. Samford setting up the offense here as Sharkey handles it top of the key using a screen. Blows by Cabell. Leaves his feet in a blocking foul going against Ryan Kimbright. Second time in the game he's been called for a block. See if we can get another look at that one. Sharkey left his feet and hung in the air for a while. Not sure if Ryan was there before he took off or slid in late. Here you go, the reverse angle. Yeah, you can see him just, it looked like he slid.
Yeah, he kind of readjusted. He was there and then sort of readjusted, but the crowd here, the Pro Liberty crowd, doesn't like the replay, but
Sharkey gets the first free throw to go. He's shot 5 of them already. This kid going to be a player for a while.
Yeah.
4
Representing
points.
Archbishop Carroll out of Philadelphia.
4 points for Sharkey, all from the charity stripe, and that allows them to set up the press. Brock Gardner back in there with the gimpy ankle.
I have to admit, I think they beat us back when.
Did they?
That was way back.
You're a big man to go ahead and admit those things. Flames handle the pressure. Going to slow it down. Georgie Pacheco gets in the lane, hangs and was fouled.
Yeah, he felt Sharkey's presence, and he kind of pulled it down, and then the body contact took place.
2 fouls now on Josh Sharkey. Only 14 fouls on Samford. Will send Georgie Pacheco to the line. The freshman guard out of Puerto Rico, averaging 8 points, almost 2.5 assists. The numbers don't jump off the page at you, but when you watch him on a game-in, game-out basis, you realize the value he brings to this Flame squad and helping them get into their offense and the poise that he shows for a freshman.
Yeah, we went for a 3 or 4 game stretch there, Matt. You know, as you and I watched it, where he had like 1 assist.
Yeah.
I mean 1 turnover.
Yeah, one turnover over a 6-game span in conference play. Really takes care of the basketball.
Yeah, and
Thompson missed everything. Boy, from beyond the arc, they're now 2 of 8. Now, I want to bring this up. Samford, who is a very good three-point shooting team, great three-point percentage, almost 40% as a team. They struggled shooting from downtown in their last game against Canisius in the CIT first-round game. They were just 3 of 14. Only once the entire season have they made fewer than 3. So they struggled shooting it from beyond the arc a week ago. So far tonight, it's been a bit of a struggle as well.
Yeah, but you know that can change. Good shooting teams, that can change at any moment.
Samford without a field goal in the last 7 minutes. The feed inside to Talbert, lost the handle. So the turnover gives it back to the Bulldogs. Cunningham gives it back to Thompson. He'll drive, bumped by Brock Gardner as bodies hit the floor. Talbert Walker, as Walker comes up, they get in each other's face. And we get a double technical. I'll say this, Naz. Double technicals, I just hate them. Either don't make a call, or it was one or the other. If you want to go look at the tape and decide who was on, do that. But a quick double technical really doesn't serve anything. Looked like Walker and Talbot just got tangled up with each other at the end of that play.
They both went to the floor, and I think going to the floor was inadvertent. But I don't know what happened on the ground there. I didn't really see anything there. No. Both guys kind of talking a little bit. And I think that's probably where they assess the tees.
In your day, they'd say, get up, let's play on. Now everybody's got to get a technical. Yeah, they're going to go take a look at the monitor.
Yeah, a little oversensitive. I mean, there's no punches or elbows thrown. That's just 2 guys kind of bodies taking them out of bounds.
Listen, it's a postseason game, high intensity.
Yeah.
Say, clean it up, guys.
Yeah.
Get back out there.
Each guy, separate, go to your huddle, and let's keep playing. But again, it's physical in the post.
Yeah.
Both guys playing hard. I don't see anything that's out of bounds right there.
Now the foul went on Brock Gardner, by the way. The initial foul in that play, his second. The teams did a good job separating the 2 guys. I know I could see Richie McKay jumping out to keep his team on the bench. I think everyone handled it pretty well as far as that goes.
Yeah, as they say, cooler heads prevail.
Yeah, but the official's still taking a look at the monitor.
Well, I don't know that they're going to see anything other than some guys yapping at each other after they went hard to the ground.
I'm not sure if we'll get an explanation or not.
Double technical after the foul.
Okay.
They're going to give both coaches an explanation here.
So the technical on Walker, the technical on Ezra Talbert. So there will be free throws coming. It has nothing to do with the technicals, but on the initial foul by Brock Gardner, that will send Alex Thompson to the line. Thompson, just shy of an 80% free throw shooter. 1:08 left to go here in what has been a very entertaining first half. Free throw up and good. Thompson with 4 points, the junior out of Dothan, Alabama.
And once again, just to mention, Samford has done a great job of not fouling this half. Kept Liberty out of the bonus all half, even with a minute left here.
Second free throw coming. Thompson, the transfer from Auburn, gets them both. Important last minute 8 for both teams, but for Liberty specifically, you've built a lead. Careless turnovers, giving into this pressure. You don't want to let Samford get a little momentum and climb even closer here in these final seconds.
Yeah, Liberty's had about a 3-minute drought here.
Yeah, both teams have gone quite a while without a field goal. Samford over 7.5 minutes. Liberty about 3.5. George Pacheco driving in the lane. Now looking for help. Gets it to Cabell. 5 on the shot clock. Drives. Blocked by Walker. And Samford looks to get out and go. Now Scott Padgett calling for a timeout. His team finally hears him. So they'll take a timeout with 33 seconds on the game clock, 24 on the shot clock. We talked about how important this final minute or so is for these teams. Coach Padgett realizing that wants to draw something up. Well, turnovers, been a little bit of an issue in the first half for Samford. 7.
Yeah, a few miscues, but then also a few possessions where the Flames really locked down the D.
Well,
they seem to right of the ship a little bit here. You know, a little sloppy early. Yeah.
They haven't got a field goal in over 8 minutes, but they've been able to hang in there, and that's huge.
And been able to get to the free throw line a couple times, get some points that way. Here they got a set play coming out of the timeout to cut into this lead even further.
Well, Scott Padgett said they basically haven't faced a pack line defense, certainly not what Liberty runs all season long.
Yeah.
So you expect it to take a little while to kind of feel it out, and perhaps they're starting to adjust. So 8 seconds difference between the shot and game clock. Walker has it. Taken away by Miles Baxter-Bell. Big fella ahead of the pack. Lays it in for 2.
Wow, great hustle play. Great job not fouling by Myo Baxter-Bell on an aggressive steal.
Big play before the break. Now Samford trying to answer. Cunningham driving the lane. Lays it up and in. Easy 2, and Richie McKay takes his turn, calling a quick timeout.
Yeah, great play by Cunningham to drive down the lane, but uncharacteristically it just kind of parted like the Red Sea, and he was able to drive all the way to the basket with no help coming.
There's another look at that Myo Baxter-Bell play. His first points of the game, and perhaps the most impressive thing, is he has not fouled in the first half. And for Liberty fans, that, you know, that's been an issue for him.
Yeah.
He's talented, but it's been hard to keep him on the floor because of foul trouble.
Yeah, and a lot of times he'll come out too aggressively. I sort of caught my breath there when I saw him running it at Walker, but he was able to take it away cleanly and kind of turn the tables. You know, Samford sort of felt like, hey, we had a set play coming out of a timeout, and then all of a sudden he steals it away and puts Liberty in the scoring column there.
So 4.4 seconds to go here in the half. Liberty up 6. They'll have it. Richie McKay drawing something up in the huddle. The officials looking right now to make sure the clock is accurate.
Yeah, on Cunningham's basket.
And then when the timeout was actually called.
I know Coach McKay was calling it while the ball was still out of bounds. Liberty inbounded it quickly, and they're going to double check just to make sure if the clock had started on that inbound.
Yeah, I don't think Richie McKay likes whatever explanation he's getting. Let's see.
I think he's saying you should have heard me when I was calling the timeout when the ball was dead.
Nope, looks like they're going to leave 4.4 on there.
Okay.
George Pacheco to inbound it. All 5 Flames on one end of the court.
You can get it and go quick. You got plenty of time to go coast to coast.
Dawson gets it. Bowling his way in. Losing the basketball. Trying to force it up. Not exactly what they had in mind, but Liberty takes a 6-point lead to the break. The Flames shooting 40% from the field in the first half. As John Dawson leads the way for the Flames with 9 points on 3 3-pointers for the senior. Our Rhett McGibbon is standing by with Richie McKay. We'll get to him in just a moment. And looks like he's ready. Rhett?
Coach, in a game of heated emotions, how important is it for your group to stay level-headed?
Well, we have great guys, so I think we'll honor the game and honor the process. Look, it's March. It's going to be really competitive. If you lose, you're out. So it's easy to see that both teams don't want to go home, obviously.
Only 2 turnovers in that first half. In your opinion, was that the key to the first half for your team?
Yeah, I think we're taking care of the ball, but we're also making it hard for them on their offensive end. They're a very explosive team. Obviously, you couldn't play for them because of your lack of jump shot, athleticism. Should I continue? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, but we're doing a good job. We just got to keep our pace, keep our ball movement and player movement. We'll be all right.
Well, I'm going to go do a couple laps here to get in better shape, but best of luck in the second. Guys?
It wouldn't be a chat with Richie McKay if he didn't get one jab in on Rhett McGibbon. Yeah, a Samford team that averages 79 per game held to 24 in the first half. This is Liberty's pace right now. Much more ahead from the half here at the Vine Center, including first half stats. We'll be right back.
It's time now for the Runkin Pratt Senior Living Communities Halftime Report. Runkin Pratt Senior Living Communities. We want to do life with you.
Back in Lynchburg, Virginia, where Liberty is on top of Samford 30-24 here in the second round of the collegeinsider.com postseason tournament. And as you know, very explosive offensive team for Samford. The Flames have done a good job keeping them in check thus far.
Yeah, they did a good job, really kind of had their number, caused some turnovers early and kind of got Samford back on their heels. But, again, good teams kind of right themselves, and they really did a good job. Denzel Dyson really got going to kind of get them back into this thing. An exciting exchange right there before halftime. And Liberty, too. Liberty came out a little more of the hot hand, got the lead early, but I think we're in for an exciting second half. Both these teams are evenly matched and really fighting hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan Kimwright for Liberty had 30 in their first round matchup against Norfolk State. Off to another good start here tonight with 7 early points for Liberty.
Yeah, doing a lot of different things, shooting some threes early, and then, again, great defense, gets the steal to the dunk, to the surprising dunk there at the other end. But, again, a guy that's really just going to do anything the team needs him to do.
You talked about 3D, they call him Demetrius Denzel Dyson, the UMass transfer, the leading scorer. Started cold, couldn't get the shot to fall, but you saw the talent there come on in a hurry. Yeah, just a great athletic player, and missed a few early, but got himself going, really provided that boost that his team needed. Another guy for Liberty, Georgie Pacheco, the scoring just 4 points, but you look over at the box score, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. He's getting this offense going, and against a zone which Liberty hasn't faced a lot this year. Yeah, and that's where it starts, really being able to kind of recognize the zone, move the ball around, punch it into the gaps. A couple times he took it all the way and scored, but a lot of times he's been able to punch it in there, kick it out to shooters, and that's been Liberty's best offense tonight. And the Flames held Samford to 38% shooting in the first half, just 25%, 2 of 8 from beyond the arc. So the defense, that's where they want this identity of this team to be. Richie McKay wants it to be about defense in that pack line. It's been there in the first half for the Flames. Still a long way to go. Still a ways to go here at the half. Much more coming up from the Vine Center, including halftime stats and perhaps even Naz's notes. We shall see. Give the people what they want, Naz. That's right. More from the Vine Center in a moment.
It's time now for the Runkin Pratt Senior Living Communities Halftime Report. Runkin Pratt Senior Living Communities. We want to do life with you.
Back at the Vine Center where the Flames lead 30-24 over Samford. Paul Nazigan, Matt Warner here courtside for what was a fun first half. Back and forth. We really saw it. Again, the pace, I guess, tended to go more towards the Flames than what Samford wants to do. But even for Liberty, a little quicker than maybe we've seen them at times this year in trying to get into their stuff and even getting out with some turnovers leading to fast break points. Yeah, that's been kind of surprising, a pleasant surprise if you're Liberty to kind of get some steals and kind of push out for easy points, not to have to go against that zone, which, again, the zone has really, I think, done its job. Yeah. It's bothered Liberty shooters, and it's getting out. It's also kind of, even as it extends, they've still been able to do a good job protecting the paint. And then, again, down the other end, Liberty's pack line has really done its job, built them a little bit of a lead, but 20 minutes to go, anything could happen. That's right. Take a look at the Geico game at a glance. Some numbers that jump out at you from the first half. Certainly the points off of turnovers. Liberty, 12 points off the 7, or make that 8 turnovers of Samford. Yeah, and what jumps out at me is, Liberty's 3 offensive rebounds. A team that does not really crash the glass very hard, but they've gotten 3 offensive boards that have led to 5 second chance points. Yeah, that's about a week's worth of offensive rebounds for this Liberty team. A few games, yeah. Again, last in the nation in that stat, not something they focus on a lot. 8 of 10 free throws for Samford. That really kept them in it for about an 8-minute stretch where they didn't have a single shot made from the field. Yeah, sure did. Not only that to go to the line and hit them, but to keep Liberty off the line by playing clean defense, not fouling. They never let Liberty get to the bonus in that first half to get any easy points for themselves. So, again, that's a great recipe on the defensive end for Samford. And in some ways, if you're Liberty, you feel like you left a few points out there. 4 of 14 from beyond the arc. We'll see really which team can get hot from beyond the arc in the second half. That may tell the story of this ball game. More coming up from the Vine Center in Lynchburg, Virginia. After this, you're watching LFSN.
out which one, this one, you know.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola. Grab a win. Carter Bank and Trust, the home of lifetime free checking. Ronkin Pratt Senior Living Communities. We want to do life with you. And by Foster Fuels. Turn up the heat.
Well, Marriott is now the official host hotel of the Big South Conference. For the best rates, book directly with Marriott by heading to BigSouthSports.com/Marriott, and you will support Big South student athletes in the process. That's BigSouthSports.com/Marriott. Second half in a chat with Samford head coach Scott Padgett coming up. Stick with us as Liberty and Samford square off in the second round of the CIT. Back at the half, Liberty on top of Samford. Time now for America's favorite segment, Naz's Notes. Naz, you're talking about offense against this Samford zone. Walk us through it.
Yeah, against the zone, you got to do a few things. You know, you got to move the ball around because you got to make that zone shift as much as you can. Then on the dribble sometimes, you can punch the gap or enter the ball off the pass. But as you punch the gap, you're looking for kickouts. As you're a shooter, you want to spot up in the gap, and then as that zone moves, you might have to relocate a little bit, but it's all about finding the gaps and getting that ball moving around and to the right person.
Yeah, Liberty did a pretty good job of that in the first half. Rhett McGibbon is standing by with Samford head coach Scott Padgett. Rhett?
Coach, first true look at the pack line for your team this year. What adjustments do you make going into the second half?
Well, I think we've settled early in the clock a couple of times that we need to try to move the ball a little more, and then we got to make some better passes. We had some guys open a couple times, and we throw it 3 feet to the right, 3 feet to the left, take them out of a shot, and then just be stronger with the ball. The difference in the game right now is they got 12 points off our 8 turnovers. Defensively, we've been all right. We helped 2 times when we weren't supposed to on threes and gave up two open threes, but really our offense right now just settling and then crisper with the passes.
Do you feel like perhaps getting some interior offense will be key for your group in the second?
Well, I mean, I think it's one of the things. To do that, you got to really work because they double the post every time. So you've got to throw it in there. They double, kick it out, move, repost. You're not going to just throw it into the post and get the ball inside and get a bucket off. And they do a great job defensively of doubling and getting the ball out of there. So you got to move that ball. And when you move it a couple times, we settled for jump shots. I thought the drive was there. So there's some things we got to make adjustments on. But the number one, I think, is just taking care of the ball. We've had, I would call it some lazy passes.
Coach, thanks for your time.
All right, thanks.
Guys.
Thank you, Rhett. And some good insight from Scott Padgett there. Big first half for John Dawson, 9 points. You take a look at his numbers over the last 5 games. That matches any game high over the last 5 for him. So about as good as we've seen him offensively here recently. So the Flames with the ball to start here in the second half. Dawson, right on cue, comes out firing, but that one off the mark.
Yeah, didn't waste any time.
Got to see if that good shooting carries over early, huh?
Yeah, well, again, I like just warm up a little bit, you know, run that possession a little bit longer, get loose, coming out of the locker room. But
Cunningham working on Cabell. Cabell doing a good job of cutting him off. And they'll have to reset. 10 on the shot clock. Here comes Cunningham again, spinning the pull-up jumper. No good. The rebound to Pacheco. Cabell's ability to defend the perimeter. We've seen him shut down some of the best players in the Big South, getting the opportunity now to do it in some really good guards of Samford. And we're going to get an offensive foul on Liberty. That is on Mayo Baxter-Bell, his first. And those are the kind of fouls that drive a coach crazy.
Yeah, that time I think Mayo was just cutting down to the block, and Cunningham kind of jumped in his way. A little heads-up play, but Mayo just kind of ran him over, which you cannot do.
Cunningham, again being hounded. Now bounces at the tops of the feet inside the Walker. Here comes that trap. Trying to pass out of it. Does. Cunningham fade away. Try to give it to Walker, and it's taken away. Dawson almost moving a little too quick. Almost lost the basketball. Now Kimwright pull up 3. Online, too strong. So a good look doesn't go, and Samford, with Scott Padgett waving them on. Let's go, pick up the pace. Comes the other way. And now Baxter-Bell takes it away. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Cabell gives it to Kimwright. He lost the handle and then kicks it out of bounds. Boy, they had an easy layup if he handles that pass.
Yeah,
but he just couldn't grab it.
That's unfortunate. Get the steal down here on one end and Liberty unable to convert.
Well, they had a wide open three they couldn't knock down, and then basically
kind of a 2-on-1.
2-on-1 easy bucket there they were unable to convert. Thompson, post feed into Walker. Driving on back step. Mayo is, how good has he been defensively?
Yeah.
Picking Walker's pocket a few times tonight.
Yeah, great hands without fouling. Great hustle out of Mayo tonight. We knew the post for Liberty would have to kind of match Samford, and so far it's done a great job.
Cabell driving, little floater off the window, good. So Lavelle with his first shot made from the field, he has 4.
Yeah, over the course of the season, he's really perfected that little teardrop.
Yes. One of the few Liberty players that is really good with the ball in his hands, creating his own shot. Again, Samford looking to feed the post, and they just throw it out of bounds. I got to say, Naz, as we take a look at these terms again, some of this you have to think from Baxter Bell, and that was just good hands there.
Yeah.
But the way he's been able to defend Walker has to be a scouting report. Maybe some film review, just kind of understanding the player you're going against and what he likes to do.
Yes, absolutely. That's a huge part of it. And then really with Mayo, it's him playing within himself more so than scouting, not being out of control when he goes to double.
Georgie, pull up in the lane as he navigated through the defense. And Scott Padgett wants to talk about it. The Flames push their lead to 10. Georgie Pacheco, the freshman, always under control. Knocking down the J, he's got 6. Liberty with its largest lead of the ball game, 34-24. Again, we talked about it at the half. Samford scoring 79 points a ball game. Still sitting at 24 with 17-12 left to go here in this second round CIT matchup.
Yeah, and we talk about the great effort and production out of this defensive pack line from Liberty, but Samford's kind of shooting themselves in the foot here. That's the big reason for this Coach Padgett's timeout, was just to kind of get the guys on the same page. A lot of miscues, a couple balls just kind of thrown away.
12 turnovers for Samford. They only average 13.5 per game.
Yeah, definitely uncharacteristic of them. They're a great offensive team and feeding each other.
3-ball up and in, and when in doubt, go to Demetrius Denzel Dyson. His first bucket of the second half.
Yeah, no miscue there.
Here comes that pressure. Sharkey is out there, the quick backup point guard. Boy, tough feed, threading the needle. Strong hands there by Kimwright to secure it, and a foul is going to go on Denzel Dyson.
Again, trapping a part of the Samford repertoire. So they're able to kind of utilize it now, not want to get this thing out too far out of reach. So
John Dawson hands off to Pacheco. Liberty taking their time. Georgie with the drive. Couldn't finish. He felt Walker coming over, kind of changed the shot midair and wasn't able to close the deal.
Yeah, I think he tried to give it a little more elevation to get it over Walker's hand.
Another 3 up and in. Look out. Denzel Dyson is heating up. Back-to-back triples, and it goes from a 10-point game to a 4-point game.
Well, you can see why a guy like that was recruited by UMass.
Yeah.
What a great get for Coach Padgett and the Samford Bulldogs.
Dawson can't answer, and that's probably not the offensive possession that Richie McKay is looking for.
Yeah, just one pass into the possession.
And now a foul on the other end, going to go against Cabell. That's number 2 on him. It's Cunningham with the aggressive play. Well, just when the Flames start feeling like got a little breathing room, Demetrius Denzel Dyson says, not so fast. Back-to-back triples. He has 13 to lead the way for the Bulldogs.
Everyone, welcome back to the Vine Center. Well, Wyatt Walker is a big man. You can see that, but he made an even bigger impact for his high school. He actually went to Providence School down in Florida, which is the same school that current Duke star Grayson Allen went to. Now, don't worry, Wyatt, he's not tripping. This is a guy that did some big things for his school. He's actually the 2015 Jacksonville.com Player of the Year. He also won a state title in Florida in 2015, and this is a guy that never lost a home game in 4 years as a starter. Guys?
Thank you, Rhett. Nice. Your wordsmith there with the Grayson Allen tripping reference. Yeah, Walker actually originally committed to Princeton, reopened his recruitment late, visited a bunch of schools, He had a visit with Samford. He was supposed to visit Frank Martin in South Carolina like the next day, but after going on to Samford's campus said, you know what, cancel that visit to South Carolina. This is where I want to be. And boy, are they glad he made the decision to be a Bulldog.
Yeah, a guy with a couple more years in his career, just playing really well, great efficiency, and just has a great work ethic.
Fadeaway jumper off the mark. Denzel Dyson finally misses one here in the second half. Flames up by 4. Dawson has it on the left wing using that Baxter Bell screen. Now gets it to the big fella. Soft touch up and in.
Yeah, tough shot in that range. It's not quite a layup.
And in between.
Yeah, you need a great touch, and the big fella sure has it.
4 points for Mayo. He was a part of the all-freshman team in the Big South. Thompson has it on the wing. They kick to the corner. Cunningham 3. That's off the mark. Fight for the rebound. Bodies banging. These officials letting them play.
Yeah.
John Dawson wants to get out and go now. Knifing to the hoop. Couldn't get it to go. And an offensive foul. They get Dawson for an offensive foul. And Richie McKay and that Flames bench can't believe it.
Yeah, I know, Matt. Just as you're saying, they're letting them play, and I'm about to say, yeah, it's postseason. I don't know about this one, but
let's have another look.
It's one of those things where, as a player begins his motion into his offensive shot, you're not supposed to call. Guys they're trying to cut down of guys sliding in, even though you get set as a guy begins his motion. But tough call against the Flames right there.
So gives it back to Samford. Trailing by 6. Sharkey has it now. That ball nearly kicked away. Denzel Dyson fortunate to keep it. 10 on the shot clock. Here comes the speedy Sharkey. Kicks to the corner. Thompson open look. Short. Boy, Thompson is a really good three-point shooter, but just 1 of 4 now on the game, and he's gotten some wide open attempts.
Yeah, great penetration and kick out. He had plenty of time to kind of set himself, but just not falling for Thompson right now.
Georgie Pacheco.
Flames offense kind of stagnating a little bit right now. First half, that ball was moving around. They were finding each other.
Yeah.
Right now, it's gotten a little more one-on-one than I know Coach McKay, he doesn't like that.
Kimwright, quick 3 on the way. That's short. And you're right, the spacing was out of whack on that possession, and it kind of slowed the whole thing down. Now we get a whistle. And has a call been made? Yep, we're going to get a foul on Lavelle Cabell, his 3rd. A lot of folks real happy with the guys in stripes right now inside the Vine Center.
Yeah, the fans wanted a tie-up or a travel, but the ref saw the grab across the wrist there.
So 3 fouls will send Lavelle Cabell to the bench, and that is huge because he is such a good defender on the perimeter for this team.
Yeah, and they're going to need him against guys like Sharkey and Cunningham.
Speaking of Cunningham, driving and finishing up and over Brock Gardner. 4 points for Cunningham, a guy that averages 11.5 per ball game. Flames with a pass ahead, and then a foul. That was unnecessary. That's 3 on Sharkey. Just wrapped the arm around the hip of Kimwright.
Yeah, Flames had kind of thrown the ball over top of the press, and just as he was running by, it looked like Sharkey just sort of wrapped him up. Careless.
So 3 fouls sends him to the bench. And that's one of your playmakers. He's going to sit for a little while.
Liberty really needs to, again, get some better movement and spacing and kind of get back to what they do best, is finding each other's shots. Less one-on-one.
John Dawson going to try to drive it. Kicks out to Kimwright. Swings it. Corner 3 from AC Reed. Off the mark.
Shot doesn't fall, but that's the way they want to get their shots, off penetration, making an extra pass.
AC shooting about 15% from beyond the arc over the last 7 ball games. Little turnaround, fade away, up and in.
And that's how Samford
Dyson
wants to get their shots, with some tough penetration by Demetrius Denzel Dyson.
He has 8 second-half points and another foul. This right near midcourt. That's going to go on Denzel Dyson, his 2nd. Take a look at this move again.
And he put on the brakes. Little spin fade away.
Yeah, you can't defend that. He has 15.
Yeah, now with a guy with 6'6" long arms, great stroke.
And it's a 2-point ball game. Denzel Dyson putting this team on his back. Pacheco driving and laying it in.
Yeah, I just love his recognition. He knows when to take it himself. He knows when to feed someone else.
Got Cunningham on his hip that time, and
took it all the way to the orange.
Cunningham now directing traffic. Driving left, Ezra Talbert just checked back in. Now Brutus driving, tough finish through traffic. Terry Brutus, his first two.
Yeah, and you can see the different styles. Samford has guys that are more, individual, can really kind of create their own shot, whereas Liberty likes to create shots for each other.
Flames will reset, 16 on the shot clock. Dawson using the Talbot screen. Trying to give it to Pacheco. Lazy pass taken away. Ahead of the pack, the lay, no good. The miss, ball's loose. Fight for the board. And it will go to the Flames. Denzel Dyson, the easiest shot he's had all half, wasn't able to finish it. And the Flames cling to a 2-point lead.
Heard some footsteps and altered his shot a little bit. It didn't fall. Flames escape.
Well, Flames fans, Liberty football season tickets are on sale now. Be a part of the 2017 season and experience all the excitement of Flames football Saturdays. The Flames home schedule features 6 exciting home games beginning September 9th. Season tickets start at just $60. You can visit libertyflames.com for more information or call 434-582-SEAT to order your Liberty football season tickets. There's nothing like game day. Scott Padgett, as we mentioned, played at Kentucky 8 years in the NBA. He actually played with USA Basketball in 1997 before his professional career began. And one of the assistants on that team, none other than Richie McKay. Padgett said the two have kept in touch over the years. He calls McKay one of the best people in the profession and said when Richie took over at Liberty here a couple seasons ago, he's kind of followed the Flames from afar, just seeing how they're progressing, seeing how they're doing. He respects Coach McKay and what he's doing here with Liberty. And Coach McKay said, on the flip side, Padgett, he could tell even back then, high basketball IQ, and if he wanted to coach, he'd be a good one, and that seems to be coming true right now.
Yeah, they're sharing some moments before the game, talking. Both guys, tremendous respect for each other.
Kemwright, 3-ball. Around and out. Fight for the board, and he'll stay with Liberty. Ezra Talbot down there fighting.
Great job by Ezra. He's had a great game. He's in there just poking it away. Couldn't corral it himself. Causes the deflection, and Liberty keeps it.
Yeah, earns his team an extra possession. Liberty now 0 of 6 from beyond the arc here in the second half. Cabell trying to change that. Splash! And fires an arrow up into the sky. His new celebration when he knocks down a triple.
Yeah, a nice touch pass. Dawson didn't even come down, just in the air, touched it right back to Lavelle stepping into the corner. Exactly what Liberty needed to get themselves going.
Lavelle said he used to shoot the arrow off whenever he was playing against one of his buddies, and his friend was at the last ball game against Norfolk State, said, you got to start shooting the arrow when you hit a 3. So he broke it out against the Spartans, and we saw it for the first time here tonight just a moment ago. The drive, bodies banging, an offensive foul on Denzel Dyson. That's number 3.
And who took it? Ezra Talbot. I'm telling you, just to be able to step in and contribute. Nice touch pass there.
What a feed.
And nice job by Lavelle. Got in quick, got his feet set.
Yeah.
Which, is so important for shooters.
Georgie Pacheco checking back in, replacing John Dawson as Samford sets up the pressure. Liberty leading by 5 with just under 11 minutes to go in the ball game.
Yeah, but going back to Talbot, just finding different ways tonight to contribute to this team, making the most of his minutes.
Pacheco had a little trouble getting that one inbound. Now they feed it. Crossing midcourt is Reed. He's going to drive, take it up, give it to Talbot. Couldn't handle it. Somehow it finds its way back into the hands of AC. Now Lavelle going to fire from downtown and hit.
Lavelle's got the hot hand. Talbot set him a nice screen, got stationary, so there was no risk of a moving screen. Lavelle brings the crowd to its feet.
He's going to run out of arrows in that quiver if he keeps this up.
That's what Coach McKay's hoping.
Cunningham lost the ball, still loose on the deck. Reed hitting the floor, bodies all over the place. Whistle, and now some tension again. Tempers flaring a bit.
Yeah,
and they're going to get...
Yeah, Alex Peters kind of went in there hard and really didn't have a clean look at the ball. So you can't just kind of dive onto the dog pile. And they're kind of saying, you know, and again, Peters is just hustling, but you got to make a play on the ball.
So the foul on Alex Peters as Lavelle Cabell has helped push this Liberty lead to 8. There's another look. And there was that screen you mentioned from Ezra Talbert. What a game he's having. The sophomore out of Olathe, Kansas, and Cabell sends an arrow into the sky.
Yeah, he scored. He's taken a charge. He's gotten some rebounds, set some screens.
Pacheco feels that trap coming. Now tries to back out of the pass ahead to Talbert. Lost it, got it back. Threw it up off the glass. Couldn't finish, but a foul will go on Walker. He couldn't handle it cleanly, but he didn't give up on it, and will end up earning a couple of free throws.
Yeah, and that thing was Georgie Pacheco. I don't know how he jumped in the air and found him almost three-quarter court pass, but
yeah, Georgie was in some trouble there. He didn't have a whole lot of options. Threw it up to Talbert. First free throw, up and good.
Yeah, Samford's press, I mean, they're doing a good job with it. Right when they're on the verge of getting a steal, it hasn't quite come, but it's definitely gotten in Liberty's head.
Officials just double-checking on that foul call, confirming it was Alex Peters who was whistled for the infraction. One more coming for Talbert. Free throw up and good, and he's just matched his season high with 8 points off the bench.
We mentioned Liberty needing a post presence tonight. Maybe with the injury to Brock Gardner, Ezra Talbot has really fit the bill.
Needing some bench scoring, and he has provided basically all of that tonight. And now a whistle. And I think they're going to get Ezra. They are with a little forearm in the back. So that's 3 now on Ezra.
As Wyatt Walker was jumping to receive the ball, Ezra kind of rode him out.
5 team fouls on Liberty, 6 on Samford. So Liberty will shoot free throws the rest of the way. Myo Baxter-Bell going to check in now to replace Ezra Talbot. Saw Josh Sharkey check back in for Samford as well. He's playing with 3 fouls.
Ezra here
the trigger. Jump shot up and good. Man, Demetrius Denzel Dyson with a hand in his face.
Tough player, tough shot there. Hand in his face, fading back.
The Flames handle that pressure once again. Georgie Pacheco, he plays at his own speed. AC Reed open. Too strong. Fight for the rebound, a whistle, and they're going to get a foul underneath on Liberty. And it's on Myo Baxter-Bell, number 2. Reed has had a few good looks.
Yeah.
Just been a little strong. So the lead 8 for the Flames as Samford gets it back. Cunningham looking in the post. Haven't heard from Walker in a while. He's trying to change that, but trapped underneath the hoop. Passing out and throwing it into the backcourt. Another turnover in that post defense. This is an undersized Flames team, but we see them always double the post, and Walker's having a hard time handling it.
Yeah, because it's one thing, you know it's coming. I mean, they've scouted it. They know it's coming, but doing a good job of not fouling, really cutting down his vision.
Georgie waltzing to the rim for 2. The lead back out to 10. Pacheco now with 10 in the ball game. 6 of those here in the second half. Walker has it top of the key. He'll hand it off to Cunningham. This pack line defense giving Samford some issues. At least everybody not named Denzel Dyson. Long rebound, and it'll stay as it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs.
Well, again, even with a 10-point lead, you know this Samford team has guys. They have guys that can score, and they have guys that can create their own shot. Cunningham, Denzel Dyson, Sharkey back in now.
I feel like no lead is safe.
Yeah, long way to go. Very effective as a team from 2 and from 3.
Samford has played a number of close games, including 5 games that have gone to overtime. 2 of those double overtime as AC Reed bats it out. And they also had a 4 overtime game earlier this year against Wofford. They lost that one 131 to 127. As you take a look at what Denzel Dyson has done here tonight, 17, the rest of the team 21. He's looking as he holds it in the corner. AC Reed hits the deck. 3D couldn't knock it down. It goes out of bounds and will stay with Samford. AC just kind of, I don't know if he rolled an ankle a bit or just got tripped up. But a wide open three doesn't fall.
That's twice now in this possession. Flames not able to corral the rebound.
Walker has it driving. He and Mayo hitting the deck. That foul going to go on the Liberty big man as he's a little slow to get up.
I think he landed on his knee right on the floor there.
That's number 3 on Baxter Bell, the redshirt freshman out of Dayton, Ohio. He'll head to the bench as Ezra Talbert comes in to replace him. Talbert also playing with 3. Richie McKay getting Baxter Bell a rest before the home stretch of this ball game. So free throws coming for Wyatt Walker. That's 17 fouls on the Flames. Free throw up and good. First point of the second half for Walker. He has 7 on the game, averages 13. Now he has been active on the boards, 9 rebounds, which is about what he averages per game. Second free throw coming, and it's good. And again, made baskets allow them to set up that pressure. Pacheco, Dawson, Reed all in the backcourt. Come across the timeline without much of a problem. Cabell thought about launching from beyond the arc. He's been hot lately. Instead, they swing it. Back to Lavelle, top of the key. 8 on the shot clock. Crossover, step back. Now the floater, up and in.
Wow.
Showing off all the moves.
Great hesitation move. He stuttered, took a one dribble backwards, froze the defense.
Cabell with double-digit scoring games, now 6 of the last 8. He has really come on strong for Liberty when they've needed an offensive presence. Walker again fouled as he tried to get around Ezra Talbert. That's number 4 on Talbert, and we'll send Walker to the free throw line when we come back.
Watch this move, a little hesitation. Whoop! Here I go. Nice little teardrop.
10 second half points for Cabell as the Flames lead by 10. Flames on top of Samford 50-40 with 7:43 to go in this CIT second round matchup. Want to remind you, immediately following this broadcast, Facebook Live post-game show on the Liberty Flames Athletics Facebook page. We will stop this broadcast, which is also on Facebook Live, reset, and a few minutes later we'll be joined by Richie McKay as well as a Liberty player. Check in with Rhett McGibbon. Rhett.
Hey guys, just lurking around the Samford bench, and the biggest thing that I can take away from the coaching staff is the fact that they are not happy with how physical, in their opinion, the Flames have been on their star Wyatt Walker. And on that last play where Mayo went down with him in a heap, they believe that Mayo drilled a forearm into his back, and they were none too pleased with that. Guys?
Well, postseason, you heard Richie McKay mention it heading into the locker room. It's intense, it's physical, and I think most coaches would agree, if you're going to err one way or the other, let them play. Let the players decide it. Now, you don't want it to be unsafe,
right?
But there's nothing wrong with a little contact late in a win or go home game.
Yeah, it's going to be physical, and I haven't seen anything from either side that would be constituted as a cheap shot. Both these teams playing hard, banging around in the post.
Pacheco and Dawson again handling the ball in the backcourt. Cunningham and Sharkey. So quick, hounding the basketball, but Liberty makes it across the timeline. Lavelle Cabell really come on here in the second half. Corner, Georgie thought about the 3, now drives, kicks to John Dawson. Pump fake, the drive, leaves it back to Georgie. Right wing 3, up and in!
Wow, and sometimes you can overpass. And I thought when Dawson got in the paint there, he should take it, but what do I know? Trust your teammate, kick it out to Georgie. Lights up the 3.
This is the largest lead of the game for Liberty, and it's short-lived as Alex Thompson answers with a 3 of his own.
Yeah, a nice asset to have when your 4-man can step out there like Alex Thompson has and hit some 3s for your team.
9-point lead for the Flames. So we were saying a moment ago, Naz, during the break, it doesn't feel like it. It still feels like a 1 or 2 possession game.
Yeah, every time I kind of look up at the score, it's at 8 or 10, but it just feels like it's a 1 or 2 possession game the way both of these teams are playing.
10 on the shot clock. Baxter Bell sets the screen. Kim Wright has it. Looking for help. Gives it to Pacheco. 4 on the shot clock. Georgie trying to step through and force it up. Knocked out of bounds. And they say it will go to Samford. So an empty possession as you get a look at that triple from Pacheco a moment ago.
Yeah, that was after the kick out from Dawson.
So an opportunity for the Bulldogs to chip away at this lead a little bit more. Liberty has led since the 8:39 mark of the first half. A foul on Lavelle Cabell as Sharkey drove to the hoop, and that's number 4 on Lavelle. 4 fouls now with 6:12 remaining in the ball game. Decision time for Richie McKay. And it looks like he's going to have Lavelle take a seat for a few minutes.
Yeah, you got to let him get his head back together, but also a little bit of a rest, before he go into this last home stretch.
Sharkey misses the free throw. He's just 4 of 7 from the charity stripe. Second one up and good. All 5 of Josh Sharkey's points coming from the free throw line. If you're going to make one, make it the second one so you can set up the pressure. Pacheco takes a step back, now finds Dawson. Kim Wright has it on the wing. Boy, Flames had an open look down low. They just didn't see it.
Yeah, they didn't see Mayo in time, but again, good patience. Get something within your offense. Run some clock.
Dawson holds, 8 on the shot clock. Again, the screen comes. Looking for help now, pulls up and knocks it down from the free throw line. First points of the second half for John Dawson. He's got 11.
Yeah, tough shot, too. I think he went up kind of looking to pass, but changed his mind in midair.
You and I can't elevate and make decisions while we're in the air. And now a foul on John as he was trying to stay in front of Sharkey. Not an easy task.
Yeah. Sharkey, nice little head fake hesitation.
Another look at that.
Yes, I think he was looking for Mayo on the roll. Mayo wasn't there. John sinks the 15-footer.
More free throws coming for Samford. They are 7th in the nation in free throws made per game, 17.9. And you can see with a player like Sharkey, like Cunningham, their aggressive way they play, why they get to the line so much.
Yeah, Denzel Dyson. I mean, you got guys that really can penetrate hard, put a defender back on their heels, and get to the free throw line.
Timeout on the floor as it's back to an 8-point lead for the Flames. Samford called the timeout. They want to regroup for the final 5:53 of this ball game. Now, whoever wins this game will advance in the collegeinsider.com postseason tournament. Who they will play is yet to be determined. They don't determine that until after the round is completed.
That's kind of fun. It's like a lottery. You win in advance, and then you find out a few days later who you play.
Lavelle Cabell has been key for the Flames here in the second half. 10 of his 12 points coming after the halftime break. But has 4 fouls right now, and we will see how long he stays on the bench when Richie McKay feels like he finally needs to bring him back on the floor. Check in once again with Rhett McGibbon. Rhett?
Guys, we made history last week doing the first Facebook Live telecast. Now I'm going to make history. Sideline reporter asking Naz a question, and I won't say which player, but there was a guy on the floor I heard say, man, I am so tired, Naz. It's a long season. How much does fatigue come in this next 5 minutes?
Yeah, it comes in because, again, not just the game itself, but, this is a team, these games played 30-plus games, and the grind of practice every day. Everybody's got dings and bruises that they're playing through, so that's something mentally and physically you have to fight through.
AC Reed has it with 12 on the shot clock. Flames haven't been able to get into much on this offensive possession. Georgie Pacheco, top of the key, looking for help. John Dawson going to try to drive again, spinning in the lane, rising, floating, missing. And here comes Sharkey, the feed. The block taken away, pinballs around and back to Liberty. Denzel Dyson was taking it strong. Was that Reed?
Yeah, Reed with the long arms kind of swiped at the ball as he was going by. Was able to tip it away. Right here, you'll see it from behind.
Scott Padgett wanted a foul call, but you're looking there, it's awkward to the angle he comes from, but it did appear he got all basketball. And now nearly a steal
I'm telling you, this Samford press is very good. The guys are disciplined. It almost feels like at any moment, and that was very close to kind of getting the steal they need.
As I said, that was a kick on Sharkey. So the Flames get another opportunity to inbound it. And now a whistle going against Cunningham as he was holding John Dawson. Well, that's free throws for the Flames. They'll be shooting 1-1.
Yeah, that call really kind of bailed Liberty out. They were getting very close to a 5-second call. Instead, they'll send Dawson to the line.
John, a 74% free throw shooter. First one up and in. 12 points now for John Dawson. Up and good. He get 13. This is the most points John Dawson has had in a ball game since January 19th when he had 20 against Gardner-Webb. Now the officials want to have a conversation. Talking to Denzel Dyson. You see what happened next?
Yeah, Coach McKay was talking to the officials. Denzel Dyson was having some words. I don't know with who exactly, but yeah, just kind of bringing guys back. Hey, play the game. Yeah. Keep your mouth shut.
And you might have been able to pick up Coach McKay screaming from his bench, don't talk to him. At this point, you're the team in front. You don't want to make a costly error, a mental mistake. Good feed down low for the two-hand flush from Demetrius Denzel Dyson.
Yeah, and great pass by Wyatt Walker.
They keep coming. Still a lot of time to go in this ball game and a potent offense. Flames want to slow it down, use as much clock as possible. The feed down low to Ezra Talbert. Puts it on the deck in traffic, takes it up, and finishes.
Wow, great pump fake, step through two guys. Nice soft touch. Great answer coming back the other end from the dunk.
And now a whistle will send Sharkey to the line. A season high for Ezra Talbert. 10 points. He saved his best. For one of the biggest moments, one of the biggest games, certainly, of the season.
He sure did. He had some great plays, maybe none better than this one. I mean, he has to step through a lot of traffic there with Thompson.
Even put it on
and
the deck.
Walker. Power dribble. Great touch.
That foul was on Georgie Pacheco as the free throw rims in for Josh Sharkey. He is now 8. Technically, he hasn't taken a shot from the field. He's 8 of 11 from the free throw line, so that's where he's doing his damage.
Yeah, well, his quickness and ball handling ability makes it tough on defenders.
So it's an 8-point lead once again. It stayed right about between 8 and 10 for much of this second half. Pacheco having trouble inbounding, finally gets it to Talbert. Cross court to Dawson.
Yeah, Pacheco had to check off all 5 of his
right,
eight.
corner 3. Yes, sir!
He likes that corner late game. We've seen a few of those throughout the course of this season.
They lost track of him, and he made them pay.
Again, beating the press and then making that team pay.
Thompson with the answer, no. Long rebound gathered in by Cabell, who is back in this ball game playing with 4 fouls. And now he's fouled by Sharkey. That's his 4th.
Yeah, those two guys are really going at it.
Well, it's the postseason.
And expect nothing less.
It's win or go home. It's intense. It's physical. And right now the Flames find themselves on the right side of the scoreboard, leading 62-51. 62-51. Liberty leading with 3:41 to go. Just a little bit ago, saw the officials stop play, have a conversation. This is what happened. Yeah. Richie McKay talking to his team, and it looked like...
Yeah, it looks like...
Denzel Dyson had a few words for the Flames bench.
Yeah, that's just something you don't do. And again, Denzel Dyson, great kid. He's a hard competitor, but you got to kind of know when to turn it off. And saying things to the other team's bench, not the way you want to go.
So 3:41. Take us into that Samford huddle right now, Naz. If you're Scott Padgett,
Well,
I mean, just get it to 22. Is that kind of the plan right now? He's been the guy in the second half.
Yeah, and get it to 22 on the offensive end, but they're going to need stops, and it starts with their full court pressure. Again, it's looked really good. It's not maybe necessarily converted to steals or points, but they're putting it on. They're causing Liberty to make a lot of passes, almost getting maybe some 10-second call and things like that. So you got to keep the pressure on, but down here you got to get good shots and quick shots.
And have to cash in on your free throw opportunities. 1-and-1 for Lavelle Cabell. That one looked off as soon as it left his hand. So an 11-point lead. Sharkey coming with a full head of steam. Hands it off. Swing it to Thompson. Cunningham trying to feed inside to Walker. He has it working on Talbert, backing him down. Ezra, the bump, the bucket, and the foul.
Listen, great post moves by Wyatt Walker. He's strong to get the post up. But watch this. Little pump fake. Get the defender in the air. Lean in. Get the foul. I really like this kid's game. He's strong. He plays hard. And he's got great moves down there in the post.
And that'll do it for Ezra Talbert. He fouls out. But boy, did he ever leave a mark on this ball game.
Yeah, he sure did.
Talbert with 10 points. 2 rebounds. 4 of 4 from the field.
Yet again, having to step right in there against a really strong player in Wyatt Walker. Did a good job all night long in a variety of ways, did Ezra Talbert.
So Walker trying to complete the 3-point play. Free throw up and good. 12 now for Walker. An 8-point lead once again. Samford has just had a problem cutting into it from here.
Yeah. That time they get a 3-point the old-fashioned way, but they've got to get stops and convert it to points.
The Flames may have had an opportunity to force it there. Instead, they back it out, run a little clock.
Yeah, and there's a balance there if you're the offensive team. You don't want to stall your offense by trying to delay too much. So you got to take shots if they're good ones, and if they're there,
5 on the shot clock. Cabell tripped as he took it to the hoop, and he will go to the line for 1-and-1.
See right there, Denzel Dyson goes over, helps him up off the ground. So I mean, he's a good character kid. Just in the heat of the moment, sometimes. Hey, it happens to all of us.
Absolutely. I snap at you all the time during commercial breaks.
Well, you're so competitive on the air, you know.
Yeah. So Lavelle back to the line where he missed his last attempt.
Yeah, that was tough coming out of that timeout. That sometimes that ices guys, but let's see if it's in the heat of the game here, in the context of the game, a little bit easier to step to the line and hit them.
That one halfway down and out. So an opportunity for Samford to cut into this lead. Sharkey, Thompson, 3-ball up, off the mark. Long rebound, Sharkey, the heads-up play, throwing it off of Dawson and out of bounds. Lands in the first row. Looks like everybody's all right. And the Bulldogs keep possession.
Except for that soda over there.
Yeah.
It got smashed.
Hope they have free refills on that.
But that's what it takes. Little things like that. Hustle play, never giving up on the ball, diving into the seats. It's all or nothing time.
Cunningham has it, working on Pacheco. They kick. Oh, the 3 was there. He passed up on it. Scott Padgett frustrated in front of us. He wanted him to let it fly. Walker now going to work on Baxter Bell. Gives it up. Sharkey lays it in. His first shot made from the field. He's got 11, and it's a 6-point game.
Well, and you can see why teams like Princeton looked at Wyatt Walker.
Yeah.
Great passing for a big man.
Take a look there at the double-digit scores for Liberty tonight. Everybody chipping in. Georgie Pacheco picks up his dribble in some trouble, passes out. Lavelle Cabell holds with 12 on the shot clock. The Flames lead just 6. Lavelle driving, a foul before Walker blocks the heck out of it.
Yeah, body foul on the ground by Cunningham. That's where you got to trust your teammate. You just run the defender, run alongside him, run him into the big guy, because Walker had his back.
Boy, did he. Put a dent in the floor.
Yeah, that was a volleyball spike of a block shot, but it sends Lavelle to the line. He's missed the last 2.
Up and good. You'll remember Naz, very first game of Lavelle Cabell's career a year ago. I believe it was against Covenant College. He was fouled in a tie game with about a second and a half left to go. And as a true freshman, calmly went to the line and knocked down a couple of game-winning free throws. There's no doubting that he thrives in these moments, and he coolly knocks down both here.
Well, as the teams take the huddle, there's some very specific instructions being given. Liberty, you've got to play great defense, but you've got to finish possessions without fouling, and you've got to rebound. And then if you're Samford, you got to move the ball quickly, get it to your shooters, get it to guys that can penetrate, and go hard because you're running out of time. You don't want to take crazy shots. You want to take good shots, but you can't waste too much time. And they got the guys to do it. They really have. They're kind of built for some quick shots off the dribble.
Yeah, how about the offenses in the second half? Samford shooting 52% from the field. Liberty 57% from the field, including making 6 of their last 7 shots. We've seen these offenses begin to get in a groove here the last 8 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, slow starts in the first half, but we said at the beginning of the broadcast, both these teams, good shooting teams, really good three-point shooting teams.
Deep three, up, off the mark. Long rebound gathered in by Georgie Pacheco. That's big.
Yeah, the miss, and again, as I mentioned, little things like that, corralling that rebound. You got to defend and rebound every possession if you're Liberty.
An 8-point lead. The clock is your friend right now if you're Liberty.
Yeah,
they're going to work it.
Yeah, they're going to run it down, probably get one shot. You don't want to do anything crazy like a bad foul.
Double team. Dawson steps through, nearly turns it over. Baxter Bell gathers it, still with time on the shot clock. Mayo showing off the handles. Long jumper, no. The fight for the rebound taken by Georgie, and it's swatted out of bounds. But the Flames will have a fresh shot clock to work with.
Wow, I don't know how Georgie got in there. Great timing, just found a little seam. But big time play by Wyatt Walker there to smack that one away because Georgie had an easy lay-in.
Dawson, quick three, why? Fortunate that Pacheco gets the offensive board. Richie McKay looking out at him.
Yeah.
Incredulous look saying, what are we doing? We have a fresh shot clock. Cabell holds it now.
Yeah, he's got to watch it. He's kind of knocking Cunningham's hand off of him.
This possession could well decide the game. A bucket here from the Flames might just be the dagger. Lavelle handing off to Georgia Pacheco. Back to John. 6 on the shot clock. Dawson trying to turn the corner. Kicks to the corner. Kimwright, the dagger, no! It's short. The rebound comes to Samford, and here comes Sharkey. The hard drive off the window, no. The fight for the rebound, out of bounds. Officials tripping over bodies on the deck.
We got a foul, I think.
And a whistle. And they're going to get Samford.
Wyatt Walker over the back.
His 4th, and this crowd's starting to sense it.
Yeah, even with an 8-point lead, it doesn't feel like that. Samford's playing so hard. You know they're very capable offensively. You just never feel like it's over.
So John Dawson goes to the charity stripe. He's got 2 coming. Already 12 in the ball game.
Well, going back to Georgie Pacheco's 2 offensive rebounds on that previous possession to extend to run more clock. Just little things like that at the end of games are so huge.
One more coming. Up and in. 14. What a game for the senior out of New Mexico. Again, these are a couple of teams that bring back almost everybody. Dawson not being one of those guys. He didn't want this to be his last game. Air ball 3. They hoist it back, save possession. Cunningham, they need to hurry. He'll launch another one. Nearly banked it in. Dawson pulls down the board, and that may do it. The foul going against Cunningham, and this crowd comes alive as the Flames are about to advance to the next round of the CIT.
Yeah, Matt, and you mentioned both teams had a great second half of shooting, but kind of right when they needed it most, Samford went a little bit cold from the perimeter. Flames able to capitalize and kind of push out the lead.
Missed that one. One more coming. Well, you and I talked from the outset, this Samford team so dangerous offensively, so many weapons as he misses them both, and we saw some of those on display in the second half as Cunningham lays it in for 2. But the key perhaps, Naz, and you feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but the way they handled the pressure, Liberty just 7 turnovers, and I can't think of a one. I might be wrong, but I can't think of a one that came directly from that full court press.
You're exactly right. And again, Liberty did not see a lot of full court pressure all year, but to scout it, be ready for it, to handle it the way they did really put them in a great position to run down the other end and score offensively.
Ray Chin, the only other senior on this Flames roster, checked in for the last 25 seconds or so. Cabell gives it up to Ray. Pressure still coming. There's Pacheco, just right place, right time all night long as he keeps possession, and that's going to do it. The Liberty Flames,
wow, what a game,
have doubled their postseason win total as a program in the last week. They came in with 1 at the Division I level. They now have 3 as they have beaten Norfolk State and now Samford to stay alive.
Yeah, and aside from just getting a couple feel-good wins for your program, I mean, to extend your season 2 more weeks, to really have practices and build on things. Coach McKay talks about that, making the most of it, and to go off winners here tonight just all adds to the process.
It certainly does. All right, much more coming up from the Vine Center post-game coming up next.
Today's post-game report is presented by Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling.
Well, the Liberty Flames live to play another day. They defeat Samford tonight, 66-58 the final. And that is a tough opponent. They played a quality game tonight, entertaining, but Liberty got that lead at the break, and they held them off the entire second half.
Yeah, and right out of the locker room in the second half, Samford made a really nice run to cut it to 2 or 4, but then Liberty pushed out their lead and really kept it. And, man, Samford never gave up. I mean, credit their kids. They were fighting the whole way, pressing. I mean, that takes a lot of energy. They fought right to the end. Liberty gets the victory, but I think both teams feel good about where their programs are headed. The majority of these guys coming back again next year.
One guy that won't be back is our hardy star of the game. He'll be back for at least one more game, though. That's John Dawson of Liberty. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Doing it all for Liberty. You remember in the first round game, he had 8 assists, 4 rebounds. So he was still creating for others, but also getting his own offense here today.
Yeah, early on, he got himself going with a couple big threes, but in the second half down the stretch, really controlled the ball, dished it around, got himself to the free throw line. Great game by JD.
Points off of turnovers. You see the turnover discrepancy there. 16 for Samford, 7 for Liberty. Liberty scored 25 points off of turnovers. That right there is the difference.
Yeah, and you know, some of those might be miscues from Samford, but you know, Coach Padgett mentioned they're not used to playing against a defense like that. You cannot understate how tough that pack line is. It's really gotten better all year. That is a nightmare to play against, and it showed up in the turnover column.
If I had told you that Liberty would have 22 points in the paint, the exact same number as Samford, if I told you that before the game, you just said, get out of here.
Right.
I don't believe it.
Well, I knew
that's not Liberty's game.
That's true, and I knew it was going to be a key. Guys were going to have to step up. You know, we talked about Mayo and Brock. Brock got injured.
Ezra Talbot.
Out of nowhere, Ezra Talbot really filled the gap tonight.
He certainly did. His best game of the season, no doubt about it, as he provided a punch off the bench. So the Flames advance in the CIT. They live to play another day. Who they'll play next, we don't know. But stick to libertyflames.com to find out in the near future. A hard-fought win for the Flames as they knock off the Samford Bulldogs. Liberty now 21-13 on the year, while Samford falls to 20-16. For Paul Nazigan, for Rhett McGibbon, for our producer Matt Bird, I'm Matt Warner. Thank you so much for watching. Stick right here on Facebook Live for the post-game show coming up in just a minute.